What's up, you guys? This is Tim Trevor, the managing editor of the Diecast Collective. Today, tonight, depending on what part of the world you're from, this is the episode number 1 of the Retro series. Yes, on the right-hand side of this right here is a Dodge Viper GTS. I will talk more about that in another video. I have very little recognition of this car, so we'll talk more about that in another video. What we'll be talking about in this video and I touched on it a little bit on the Diecast Collective blog when it drops. It's going to come out soon, don't worry. I'll put that all together in the description. No, there is no, on that type of video, on these videos on the blog, there will be no shorts. There'll be just about roughly about a minute to about 2 minutes and 30. That one's slightly a little bit over, so it's fine. But there's not going to be no shorts. We're keeping everything separated. In this episode, we're going to be talking more about the different variations of these cars, and we're going to talk about the packaging, and then we're going to talk about the one on the bottom of the screen. If you can see it right here, this Viper. So let me pull that up a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. So the year of 1990, I want to say this is 93, 99. Okay. So back in the year of 99, it was my first year moved down from Northern Virginia to Southeastern Virginia. I lived up in the mountains of Virginia. But anyway, that's the issue, or that's the point. So anyway, I actually had this car for a long time now. This car here I've been having that for a long time since I left Virginia Beach years ago. But I had this exact same version years prior to it. So anyway, all these other cars you see, like this one, like the ones box, this one, these two, this one I had for a while, this one, all of them I had previously. I bought them off eBay. This was previously bought at Target in Virginia. But we're going to talk more about those kind of cars. So in this series, as we move on, we're going to be posting these as from like the 90s. So you're going to see in the description 90s Hot Wheel or 90s Hot Matchbox. Then you're going to see the actual car or the name of the manufacturer. And then for this, I'm just going to leave it like it is, just a simple, basic. I don't know about this one because I don't have any info on that car. I don't know it that well. I know this was made in 2000, so I'll just say this is a 96 model. I think that's like a 96 to like a 99 or 2000, whatever, GTS. So I will put that in the description. But also at the same time, so we're not going to be putting no package to open, none of that stuff. Not going to put no colors. This is all stripped down. So what you see on camera is what you're going to see in the description box below. I'm just going to mention the year, make, and model. So you're going to see from 93 to about 96 for these particular Vipers, the RT10s. And then the GTS is from like 96 to I think 2000 if I'm not mistaken. But then you're going to see on the bottom, this is Repop. This is a Repop version of the Vipers. Now if you put them, now I'm leaving them side by side comparison. You can tell the original one on the left would be that white blue one, or the blue and white one. You can see how bigger They are, to compare to that retro one, or the retro, because it's under the retro when they redid this one right here. So it's under the retro series from back when Matchbox put it out so years ago. I'm not gonna let y'all see. Well, it says 92 Mattel, even though it's technically the same year, but still. So basically, what I'm showing y'all right now is how they will look in the 90s versus the Repop. So in this, I'll be putting all of the 90s. So you're going to see 90s. These are going to be the 90s and 2000 cars. But then underneath of it, you're going to see a Repop. So it's just going to say Repop on it, and then it's going to say Viper RT10. That's all you're going to see. I do have it packaged, but unfortunately, it's in one of these totes somewhere, and I just didn't feel like going through it and trying to track it down. I just like, you know what? I just leave it like it is. So on and so forth. But if you look at the tires on these two cars, you can see the difference in them. They are not the same wheels. They're completely 100% different. And no, this one does not bounce. Let me put my mic next to it so you can hear it. That's not bouncing. You can actually see it bouncing. That's the difference between a 90 to a 2000 era car. That's exactly what I was showing you on the live show a while back. Go check that video out when I did it. But those are the reasons why I'm telling y'all right now. If you look at the camera and you see the Dodge Viper, the red one, and you see the blue and white one, the Repop, that's what you're seeing. The Repop version is a lot more smaller than the old one from the 90s. That's why we're doing these retro series. And as time moves on in the next month, we'll be showing more of some other stuff. We also got a few others. We got a couple of taxis. We got some Viper like this. I didn't want to put it into the video. It just didn't want. I just didn't want to put too many other Vipers in it. And then I have a Chevelle. I have a few other Chevelles. I'm gonna try to track down and get. Then I have a 5-pack of Hot Wheel or Matchbox here. And then I have a couple of Fords, and then I got a gold one coming in soon. So that's another cool one coming up. And then I found a Pontiac Firebird. We'll be doing a video on that one on the retro series. I do recall that one. But like I said, we have a lot of new stuff coming to the channel. Guys, and girls, I'm hoping y'all will, if y'all like this stuff, hit the like, share, comment. Tell me if what you think about the actual, because this has been going for about 2 weeks. I've been holding off on it. But now I want to just go ahead and just pull the trigger and do it. So here we are on the first episode of the world premiere of the retro series, episode 1. Don't worry, I'll put that in the description too. But that's what it looks like back in the day with Dodge, the way they had everything labeled. In the next video, when I talk about the actual when I do the actual video with the Chevy transport bus, I'll show you the logo. So each card I try to find, like in this kind of form, I will try to find a logo for it from the 90s and just show y'all what they look like, what they're representing. I can show y'all what the actual logo of the Chevy from the 90s look like. That's what it looks like from back in the day. so I can show that to you. And I like those retro type 90s, 2000s, stuff like that. And yeah, like I said, guys, we do got 2 transporters coming in the mail soon. They should be here soon. Um, what else do I have? I have a couple of the tomorrow I'm supposed to be having the Porsche, and then I'm having Friday the exact same Porsche that I ordered, the alternate version of the purple one, so that will be coming to the channel sometime soon, which I'll be doing a video on outside of that when it comes the regular videos like I normally do during the week. But like I said, these are the retro review. I am very, very happy that I'm actually putting this out tonight. Moving forward, guys, this is the only time you're going to see it at night. This is not going to be at nighttime type thing. So next month, because of the algorithm of YouTube, and we're going to try to get back onto that, get back into the algorithm. So next month, when I do another virtual review of the next series, which will be it'll be episode 2. I am not 100% sure what episode 2 is going to be about. I don't know yet. We'll wait and see what that's going to be. In episode 2, we'll talk more about certain other cars, I guess. I don't know. We'll figure that out when the time comes. But in episode 2, it will be filmed during the day, so it will be put out that exact same day. So that way everyone can see it coming out, and we don't have to worry about having these nighttime things, because it just messes my sleep up. I'm not going to lie. But yes, I will let y'all know. I just mentioned some of that stuff, so I'm not going to put that in there. Check out the video I got done yesterday. I updated about the gold pickup here. So there will be, in future reviews, there will be when we get other videos coming out, there will be other cars and stuff that I will bring out, like this, which you're seeing here. And there are going to be a lot of retro stuff coming up. So, like I said, if you really want to if you really want to check out this channel and you're new to the channel, or you're on the fence post, just go ahead and subscribe to both channels. I can't thank everyone enough to support this channel and the blog. Like I said, with the blog and this channel, on the blog, I'm only doing about a minute to about 2 minutes, about roughly 2 minutes 30. Sometimes maybe it's slightly over, just depending on what I have. And and then on here, I'll go as long as I want, because I have enough on this phone for it. But eventually that phone will get upgraded, like I mentioned before. But like I said, I remember and before I start wrapping this up, the GTS, I do remember seeing that at I think it was at a Walmart or a Kmart back then. And same thing with these other ones. Now, I don't recall that well these as much. I really don't. I don't remember them that well. But I would just remember these right here. This is something I don't recall that much, because I didn't see it too many of them in stores. But then again, I do. Some things I do recall, and some things I don't really recall. Guys, I'm sorry, but my memory's like a little faded. So it's just the way it is. But like I said, that's the way my mind is back then, because I don't recall that well. So that Viper, this one right here, I do recall that car, but I didn't recall it happening in the box like that. So I do apologize if I don't remember. The reason why this one was out is because the case, or this plastic right here, was completely yellowed. And back then, yellow was complete. It was the gluing is what caused that to turn yellow because of over the years of the heating and the cooling stuff like that. It just causes it, and that's probably one of the reasons why I just pulled it out. I'm like, you know what, guys, I just want to pull this thing out because it's just cool. This one I found at an antique store, and it wasn't expensive, but I kind of wanted to keep it like it is. So it's a perfect good car. They're all in great condition, but like I said, I will try to track this one down and do a separate, and I will add it in the next video with the other Viper as well. Because like I said, I remember them both, but my memory's a little bit faded sometimes because of, well, it's because it's been years ago, and I don't remember that well. So like I said, I forgot that if I forgot about that one, I do apologize. But I did see it, but I just don't recall it that well. Because they did have them on separate pages. But then again, these kind right here back then, they were starting to fade away. So you see more of the bigger card and stuff like that. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. As it's just a trip down some of the memory lane stuff that I remember back when I first started getting into it. Next time out, we'll do episode 2, and that'll be coming out next month. We might talk more about the Porsches. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the one with the Porsches next time. Yeah, I'll do the Porsche one. I'll do that one, even though I've done the other one in the past, but I'll do them again just to put them on the retro series. And yeah, there's a few other cars I will tie in soon. Don't we will add like as time moves on in this series, we'll break them down like to muscle cars, to like other various different genres and stuff like that. That's just the way we're going to do it. But anyway, like I said, guys and girls, this is just the first episode. There might be a little bit of mistakes here and there, but this is the first episode. As time moves on, everything will get adjusted and cleaned. So it just takes some time on that. But anyway, guys, girls, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I'm going to go ahead and start putting the first episode up on the blog channel as well as this channel. And if you like everything more on this content and you like the regular content, stay tuned tomorrow. We'll be doing a midweek feature and the late week feature for during the week. This is just once a month type thing. But if you like all that kind of content and more, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, tap the bell for notification. Set that thing on. I'll go through the thing on the Diecast Collective blog as well as main here. And without your general support, none of this stuff can happen. Again, like I said before, and I'll say it again, just stay tuned for the latest information coming out on the Retro series. This is just episode 1, so it's just starting. And maybe I think the YouTube does put it in a playlist. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know all about that stuff. As time move on, we'll find out. But anyway, guys and girls, with that all being said, until next time, we're out.